Fine. Good afternoon to you all students. Hi students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. Students, have you all studied chapter 7? So have you all studied? So last class I have marked the question answers for chapter 7. So what homework I given to you? So I asked you to study 1 mark question, 2 mark question as well as first 5 mark question, isn't it? So have you all studied? So and also I asked you to write the first 5 mark question in your computer notebook. So have you all written? So please study and write. So welcome to our today's online class. So today onwards we are going to study about chapter 8. Okay. So in chapter 7, one detailed question. So to find the LCM of two numbers. You didn't write, isn't it? So at this end of the chapter 8, by marking question answers for chapter 8 at that time, so I'll give the answer for that chapter also. Okay. Because we have not enough time to complete our portions. So now I am going to start chapter 8. Okay. So and also, so before I am going to start the chapter 8, one thing I need to say to you. So I have corrected your exam papers. Some students have submitted the papers in your schools. So I have corrected. I thought whether you got the mark or not, that I don't know. But I have corrected your papers. So one thing I need to say. So lot of students have done one mistake in the paper. What mistake means? So I'll ask one question, types of scope or LEGB rule. So if they ask the questions like this means, you should write the definition of LEGB rule, then the tabular column, then the diagram, then types of scope. Local scope, global scope, the 4 types, enclosed scope, 4 types of scope you need to write and explain with that diagram. That programs many students have written with a pen. You are not drawing with using pencil and scale. Please, in your exam papers, if you are writing means, so write the contents just like a paragraph with pen. But while you are drawing diagrams, please use pencil and scale to draw. Okay, that scope question, very, very important. You should write the tabular column. That means the program, you should draw the tabular column and write. Okay, so most of the students have written only that LEGB rule alone. So please don't write that one alone. If you ask the questions, LEGB rule and types of scope means you should write LEGB rule, definition, then the tabular column, diagram, then types of scope. Understand? So many students have written only LEGB rule. That's one thing. The next thing is, another one thing. So another one question I asked now, tokens. So in tokens question, so you have written what identifiers, keywords, operators. So in that operators, you should explain the types of operators also. Arithmetic operators, assignment operators. So what are the operators are there? That operators also you need to explain. Understand? So you have written just the definition of operators. So if you wrote like this means they will reduce 1.5 mark or 2 marks. So no need to explain with example. Please, the operators, arithmetic, what do you mean by arithmetic operators? Then syntax. Then what do you mean by relational operator? That operators also you need to explain. Okay. So these two questions, most of the students have written only the definitions. So only I am reminding that one. Okay. Next time if they ask means please write as it is. Otherwise your mark will get reduced. Okay. Yes. So today we are going to study about the chapter 8. So what's the name of the chapter means? Strings and string manipulation. Okay. So in this chapter onwards we are going to study about strings. Okay. So this chapter we are going to study about strings and manipulation of strings. So what do you mean by strings? Okay. So in programming languages you have studied a lot of data types, isn't it? Int, float, that then character. So character means text, isn't it? For example, A, B, C, D. That and all we are denoted in which data type? Character. So what do you mean by strings? Strings is nothing but collection of characters. For example, A, B, C, D. Separately we are calling as an characters. A word, computer, a word. That we are calling as an what? Strings. A string is a collection of characters. Okay. So, now we are going to study about strings in detail. So first, what do you mean by string? Okay. So in Python, string is also one of the data type. Okay, so what do you mean by string in Python? This chapter is very easy. So if you listen carefully means it is very easy and you can easily score mark from this. And also in this chapter lot of questions they will ask for your question. Okay, exam. So what do you mean by string means? In Python, string is a data type. So likewise in C++ you have studied int, float. Likewise the string is also a kind of data type. So what's the use of the string data type mean? So it will handle array of characters. What do you mean by array of characters? Collection of characters. So that only first itself I said. For example, A, B, C, D. Separately we are calling as an characters. A word. For example, introduction or welcome or computer. A word. A collection of characters we are calling as an strings. So it will handle array of characters. That's the meaning. Array of characters. Understand? So in this string is a collection of the string may be contained. So it will contain combination of letters, numbers or some symbols also we can able to use in this string data type. So it's a combination of what are the things? It's a combination of letters you can use, numbers or some symbols also you can use. Okay, but what's the thing you need to remember means, so you need to enclose the things, that means letters or numbers or symbols that you should mention in the program means you should mention that symbols or letters or numbers within single, double or triple quotes. Understand? Either you should enclose the characters in single quote or in double quote or in triple quote. Understand? So if you are using particular strings in your program means you should enclose the particular string in either in single quote or in double quote or in triple quotes. Okay, so see this example. First sentence, welcome to learning Python. So first they have mentioned the string. This is a string, collection of words we are calling as strings. So first they have enclosed the strings in single quotes, isn't it? They enclosed in single quotes. See the next line. The same sentence they have enclosed within double quotes. Next line, see. The same sentence they have enclosed in triple quotes. Okay, if you have mentioned the particular string in triple quotes, you should mention the same string in double quotes also. Inside the triple quotes, you should mention the string in double quotes also. Understand? So other things you have studied. So string is a collection of characters. So and also it will contain the combination of letters. It will contain letters, numbers or symbols. But what are things you have mentioned? So you should mention the each thing inside quotes, either in single quote or in double quote or in triple quote. Okay, so that's the example they have given. First they have given mention the sentence in single quote. Second they have mentioned in double quote. Third sentence there they have mentioned then triple quote. That means particular sentence they have mentioned in triple quotes means first you should mention in double quote. Okay, see, so next point is, so in Python, you can't able to change the strings. That means immutable. So what do you mean by immutable? So immutable means once you have defined the string. For example, once you have in a program you define the string like this. Welcome to learning Python. So you can't able to change this sentence during the time of execution. So once you have defined the string in the program means that string you can't able to change in the time of execution. That is called what? Immutable. Understand what do you mean by immutable? So once you have defined the string or sentence or character in the program means you can't able to modify or edit the string in the time of execution. Okay, so that we are calling the strings are not changeable. The meaning of immutable means not changeable. Okay, you can't able to change the strings during execution time. Understand? So this is the introduction about strings. So listen. So next we are going to study about how you are going to create the strings in Python program. Okay, so what's the thing? Next, how you are going to study? So how you are going to create a strings in a Python program. Okay, so first point is already you have studied. So if you have mentioned a string or sentence in a program, you should mention the particular thing in either single quote or double quote or triple quote. Understand? Already you have studied in the example. That's the first point. So if you are creating a strings in programming, you should mention the string. That means particular sentence or particular word, you should mention either in single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes. Okay. So why you are going to use the double quote characters? Okay. So for example, in single quote characters, normally we will use in single quotes, isn't it? Why we are moving to use double quote? Okay, why we are going to use double quotes mean? So in the single quote character string, you can't be able to mention another one single quote character. For example, I am telling one sentence you are mentioning. In a program, one sentence. It's raining. What's the sentence? It's raining. So normally what you will do? Already you have studied. So if you mentioned anything in the program means that the sentence need to mention inside quotes. Even single quotes or double quotes or even triple quotes. So thing is, first you have mentioned the sentence in single quote. The sentence is it's raining. So it's raining. So it's raining means another one quote will be there. Isn't it? It's. In between IT and yes, one apostrophe or quotes is there. So if you are using single quote then outside, the compiler will throw an error. Okay, so the compiler will can't recognize where the string is start and where the string will end. That's the thing. Okay, so if you are enclosed or if you can call some in single quote character inside, that means some sentence you are mentioning inside the single quote, in the sentence have another one quotes means the compiler can't able to recognize where the sentence will start and where the sentence will end. Okay, so to avoid that problem, you are going to use which quotes? Double quotes. Understand? So why you are using double quote? Why you are using double quote? So sometimes if you are mentioning a character, so if you are mentioning some sentence, what sentence I said? It's raining. Okay, it's raining. So in the gap between IT and yes, one apostrophe will be there. So if you are mentioned in single quote, for example, see this one. Okay, so it's raining. Okay, so in between IT and yes, one apostrophe is there, isn't it? So if you mention like this, so the compiler can't able to recognize where the string is start and where the string will end. Okay, so to avoid that one, you are using double quotes. Okay, that's the thing. So if you are declaring one sentence, not one sentence, more than 3 or 4 lines, if you are going to define a more than or paragraph, consider one paragraph you are going to define. At that time, you are going to use triple quotes. That means multi-line. When you will define triple quotes, if you are going to use, you are going to define particular paragraph or 3 or 4 lines. So at that time, you are defining triple quotes. What's the format for defining triple quotes? So triple quotes means you should define the particular thing in double quotes. First you need to define the double quotes. Outside you can give triple quotes. Okay. So this is very very important. So important one more question. So the strings defined in triple quotes called which strings? Multi-line strings. What do you mean by multi-line strings? So strings, those strings if you define in triple quotes, we are calling as which is type of strings? Multi-line strings. Understand? So what are the things you have studied in creating strings? So you can able to create the strings in either single quote or double quote or triple quote. So why you are moving to use double quotes? Normally single quote is enough. Why we are moving to use double quote? Sometimes if a sentence itself will contain one single quote means the compiler can't able to recognize where the sentence will start and end. Okay. So to overcome that problem, we are using which quote? Double quotes. Okay. So sometimes if you are going to define a big paragraph, at that time you should define in triple quotes. Triple quotes. So if you define triple quotes, a particular paragraph should define in double quotes. Double quotes, then outside triple quotes. The sentence comes with triple quotes. We are calling which type of strings? Multi-line strings. Understand? Now see this example, you can able to understand. So listen, first inside the print statement they are giving inside the single quotes. Listen, Greater Chennai Corporation they have given. So what output you will get? Greater Chennai Corporation. So what are things you are given in print statement? it will print as it is. So inside the single quotes, you are giving one sentence, the sentence as it is, it will print. See, that's the first example. See the next example. So print Greater Chennai Corporation student. Whether you can able to give another one single quoted character inside the single quotes. That means see, in corporations, one apostrophe is there. So this like apostrophe or quotes will come means you can't able to give the particular sentence in single quotes. So already you have studied, if you have given this like this apostrophe is there means if you have given the particular sentence in single quote means the compiler will throw error. So if you run the program, what the output you will get? See, syntax error, invalid syntax. So likewise, if the quotes is there mean a sentence, if a quotes is there means you need to declare in double quotes. Understand? See next sentence. So next sentence they have given inside the print statement, they are giving a word computer science, you are given in double quotes. So output you will get as a double quotes. So same thing you can also able to give in triple quotes. Double quote string you can also able to give in triple C. Double quoted string you are giving in triple quotes. So at that time what's the difference means, what are the sentence you are giving, that sentence will come in the output also you have seen. So the sentence will come with double quoted. Understand? So if you need particular things or sentence need to come in double quotes, so at that time you can able to give the string with double quotes inside the triple quote. See the output. Now the computer science word is comes with double quote. Okay. So now you are going to type one big paragraph. At that time you need to use in which quote? Triple quote. See. So inside the triple quote, so they are using double quote. That's the thing. Inside the triple quote, you should define in double quote. So that strings will display in double quote. See the output. Understand? So just you once read means you can able to understand. Okay. So listen. Next thing, accessing characters in a string. So what do you mean by accessing? What do you mean by access? So accessing means normally in your mobile net connection is there. So you are accessing the net. What's the meaning? Taking. So that is called accessing. Okay. So listen. So the string similar to an array you have studied in 11th standard. So arrays here and structures you have studied in 11th. Same thing only string also. So listen, first thing, so if you are defining one word or one string or one sentence, so this Python, in this Python program, it will give index value for each character. Understand? So listen carefully. So if you are defining one sentence or one word in a Python, so this Python will allocate index values for each character. So next slide, one example is there. At that time you can understand thoroughly. Okay. Now listen. So the index value we are calling as an subscript. Okay. So what's the use of index value? So index value, what's the other name of index value? Subscript. Important question. Okay. So if you are defining one sentence or one word in Python, so the Python, first word the Python in a program, if you are defining one sentence or word. So once you are defining a string, the Python will allocate index value for each string. Okay. The index value we are calling as an which one? Subscript. Okay. What's the use of index value? So index value, what's the name, other name of index value? Subscript. Okay. So if you are going to access the string, if you need to produce the value by this index value only you can able to access and manipulate the string. Okay, what's the use of index value? By using the index value you can able to access and manipulate the strings. Understand the second point? Next thing, listen. So the index value, what's the other name of index value? Subscript, isn't it? So this subscript can be either positive integer or negative integer. Understand? What do you mean by subscript? So index value is otherwise called subscript. So the subscript may be either positive integer or negative integer. Okay. So if a positive integer means this index value or subscript started from 0 like an array. Okay. So index value always, if a positive means the index value started from 0. From the first character, the starting index value is 0. So last character is n minus 1. What do you mean by n minus 1? For example, one word is there. Okay, consider one word, computer. COMPUTER. How many words are there, or how many letters are there in computer? 8. So what's the thing? If you define a word or sentence in a Python, it will allocate index, isn't it? So computer, listen. So COMPUTER, 8 characters or 8 words. So the index value always starts with 0. That means if a positive subscript means always starts with 0. So consider first the letter C, the index value is 0. Then O, 1. Likewise 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So actually the computer word will contain 8 letters. But the index value starts from 0. So whether last character will come till 8 or 7. Starting from 0 means last value till 7. That is n minus 1. Understand? Yes, that is called what? Positive subscript. So always the positive subscript starting from first character. Understand? But negative index, if you assign in negative index means the negative index always starts from the last character. Understand? Positive index value always, that means positive subscript or index value always starts from first character to last character. That means starting from 0. But if you are giving negative index means it will always start from last character. So and also one thing, just a reverse order. So negative index always starts from minus 1. From last character, it always starts with minus 1, not 0. But positive index value always starts with 0. But negative index always starts with minus 1 from the last character. Understand? So now we have seen an example. After that only you will understand thoroughly. See, this is the example. So a word they are giving. So what's the word? School. So it's a string. SCHOOL. Okay. First you are going to define a positive subscript or positive index value. So this is the first. Already you have studied the positive index always starts from first character. So this is the first character. Yes. So index value for positive index always start from 0, isn't it? So now you can put the values of index for each character. Listen, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So normally what you will think, how many letters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Isn't it 6 letters? But positive index means always it starts from value 0. And also you have studied last value till n minus 1. That means 6 letters are there, 6 words are there, or 6 characters are there. So last value, see whether 6 or 5? 5. That means 6 minus 1, 5. So positive, now understand, positive subscript always starts with index value 0 and ends with n minus 1. That means 6, totally 6 letters are there, 6 minus 1, 5. Understand? Then negative subscript. Okay. So negative subscript always starts with the minus 1. Isn't it? Negative subscript always starts with value minus 1, just in reverse order. Where it will start minus 1 from the last character. But positive subscript always starts from the first character. But negative subscript always starts with the last character. So like this he need to arrange. Okay. Minus 1, but always starts with minus 1, not 0. Understand? Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. Understand the difference between positive subscript and negative subscript? So this is very important question. So how you need to access the strings in Python? Once you define a string in Python, the Python will allocate index value for each string. So the index value we are calling as an what? So this value is only we are calling as an subscript. Okay. So in subscript there are 2 types of subscript are there. What are they? Positive subscript as well as negative subscript. So positive subscript means the index value starts from 0 and ends till n minus 1. Okay. And also always the positive subscript start from first character of the letter or first character of the word. But negative subscript always begins with the index value minus 1. Just a reverse of the positive subscript always starts at the last, that is end character, from the last to first. Understand the difference between positive subscript and negative subscript? Very, very important question. Okay. So next we are going to study about a program to access the positive subscript of a given string. So you are going to access a positive subscript of a given string. Okay, listen. So first you are going to define one word. You are going to define one word called string, str1. Okay, if you are defining a variable, what's the variable name? str1. Okay, so in this string you are giving or you are entering a string. Okay, in this variable, what's the name of the variable? String. So if you need to enter a string, which data type you need to mention? String, isn't it? So str1. So first string you are giving, in the input of function you are entering a string. Enter a string. So read the question. Program to access each character with a positive subscript. So positive subscript means, so always the index value start from 0. So you need to mention the index starting from 0. Understand? Positive subscript means always you should mention the index from 0. So what's the starting index value? 0. Index equal to 0. Next inside the for loop you are going to print one characters. Why you are going to give in for loop means because so it will print the characters one by one. So you should mention the particular characters inside a for loop. Listen. So inside the for loop you are declaring a variable called I. Isn't it? So I, in which variable you are declaring? String 1. That means the index value you are giving in variable I. So and each index value need to assign in which variable? The variable or string you are giving in the variable str1. Because you are entering a string in variable str1. So you need to assign the index value in this variable str1. Understand? So for I in str1. Next, inside this print statement you are giving subscript of. So what's the index value? The name of index value? Subscript. So subscript of index. So here only you are giving the index. Okay. So index value you are mentioning in which variable? I. So you need to call the variable I here. Understand? So inside the print statement you are giving subscript of index. So index value you are assigning in which variable? I. So you are calling the variable I. So each time the index value need to get increment. For example, first 0, next 1, 2, 3. So index value needs to get increment with 1. So next line you are writing index plus equal to 1. What's the meaning of this line? Means each time the index value will get increased by 1. Understand the program? Once again you are going to access each what are some strings or letters you are giving. In that word you are going to assign a positive subscript. You are going to access the string using positive subscript. Okay. So for that first you are defining a variable called str1. In this variable you are giving a string. Okay. In that to enter a string which function you need to give? Input of function. So inside the input of function you are giving enter a string. So positive subscript. So positive subscript always starts the index value 0. Okay. Next the index value you are assigning in a variable called I. So this index value you need to assign in the string. So you need to call the variable str1. Okay. So next you are going to print subscript of index. So index value you need to call which variable? I. So each time the index value needs to get increment. So index plus equal to 1. Understand? Now see the output. Now you run the program. After running the program you will get the output. What's the first line you will get? Enter a string. So in the place of the string you can enter any letter, any words. Okay, here they have entered a word called welcome. Okay, so listen. So next what line it will come? Print subscript of. So you have entered a word welcome, isn't it? So first subscript 0. 0 means which letter it will print? W. Next index plus 1. Then subscript of 1. Next letter E. Then index plus 1 2. Till the last character n minus 1. Till x 6. 0 to 6 it will print the characters like this. Understand? This and all very very important programs. Like this they will ask own programs also. So if you understand the concept means only you can able to write this. Understand? This is for this program is example for positive subscript. Understand? So next program, same thing only. You are going to access negative subscript. So what's the difference between positive subscript and negative subscript? Positive subscript means the index starts from 0 to n minus 1 from first character. But negative subscript means the index value starts from minus 1 from the last character. That's the difference. See the program. Likewise, that program you are going to define a variable called str1. In this variable you are going to enter a string. So this is the important thing. So negative subscript means the index value starts from minus 1. Okay. But positive subscript mean in this place or you need to give 0. That's the difference between positive and negative subscript. So listen, these programs are very very important. Sometimes they will give the output like this and ask you to write the program. So you should thorough this positive and negative subscript. Okay. Listen. So in positive subscript you are giving in which loop? For loop. But here you are giving in while loop. So see, listen this line. While index less than or equal to minus len of str1. What's the meaning of this line means? First you need to calculate the length of the string. Len of means length. So for example, if you are giving a word called the same letter, you can welcome. How many letters say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So first it will calculate the length of the string. How many letters are there? That is len of str1. Then negative subscript means always the index value start from last. So you are giving minus length of. Understand why the index value needs to assign at the last character. So first it will calculate the length of the given string. Then it will assign minus means from last. That they are giving index less than or equal to. That means, so you hear the characters 7 totally. So you need to print the till the index value 7. That is index less than or equal to the total length of the, what's the total length of the string here? 7. So less than or equal to 7. Till 7 characters it will be there. Minus len of. So it will print the string in reverse order. Understand? So see the next line. See next line similar to that only. So print subscript you are giving in index. But in the place of here, in that program you are calling the variable I, isn't it? But here str1 of index. That means, so in this place, this string you are giving the index minus 1. So str1 of index. Okay. In the entering string, this index value you need to mention. Understand? So listen, this is the difference between that program and the positive and negative. Next line, index plus equal to minus 1. Why they have given in minus 1? Last program we have given index plus equal to 1. Why? It will print in a order wise. But plus equal to minus 1 means it will print the output in reverse order. Understand the difference between positive and negative subscript? Once again I am explaining. Listen. For negative subscript, you are declaring a variable called str1. So inside this, you are giving one function, input of function. So in this input of function, you are entering a string. Negative subscript means always that it will print the output based on the index value start from negative subscript mean minus 1. So what's the index you need to mention here? The index equal to minus 1. Okay, index equal to minus 1. Then so in this negative subscript always needs to print the string in reverse order. So there you are giving in while loop. First you are going to calculate length of the string. So if a 7 means 7. So minus, what's the meaning minus? So the index needs to come in minus, isn't it? So minus, then less than or equal to. Sorry, not less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Okay, sorry. So if you are giving 7 means it won't exceed the above 7. 8 means it won't exceed above 8. Till yes, 8 means 8. 9 means 9. 5 means 5. Understand? Next line print. So next in print statement you are giving in a subscript of index plus each time it will get increment. The index value each time you need to increment. But next line listen, it will increment with minus 1. Understand? Positive subscript means plus 1, but here minus 1. That means in reverse order. Now see the output. If you are executing the program, see the output. So what output you are getting? So your first line it will ask enter a string. So here you are entering a string. What's the string you are entering? Welcome. Okay. So here also you are entering the string called welcome. So listen. So negative subscript automatically first subscript of index. So index start from -1. So here minus len of. So just reverse order. First E. Reverse order it will then -1, -2, 3 till -7. Reverse order. First letter E, then M, O, C, L, E, W. Understand? So this is the difference between positive subscript and negative subscript. Very, very important. So likewise, this own programs they will ask you to write. If you study, understand the concept means only you can able to write. Okay. Then next thing is modifying and deleting strings. So what do you mean by modify? So modify means you are going to done some changes in the strings. Okay. So you are going to done some changes in the string. Okay. Already you have studied in Python the strings are immutable. What do you mean by immutable? You can't able to make any changes during execution time. That already you have studied. The strings in Python are immutable. This is important 1 mark question. Okay. Strings in Python are immutable. So what's the meaning of that one? So once you have defined a string inside the program, you can't able to edit or modify the string, or you can't able to delete the particular string. Understand? So once you have declared or defined a string inside the program, you can't able to modify the string or delete the string. But you can able to modify the string by adding a new string. Okay. So you are giving one string, but you can't be able to modify that string, but you can be able to add another one string with the existing string value. Okay, but first see this example. After that only you can able to understand this sentence. See this example. So I have declared one variable called str1. So in this they have giving one string, one sentence, how are you? Okay. So in the next line, see str1 of 0. What's the meaning of this one? So always whenever in the program they are defining inside the bracket, if you are given the values like this, means you need to know this is the index value of the particular character. Already you have studied index value always. They have declared inside this bracket. So this is the index value. So next line they are giving str1 of 0. What's the meaning? So in this string, the index value 0th place, you are going to add the character A. Instead of height, you are giving the character A. So already you have studied. So in Python, you can't able to make any changes. So if you make any changes, means you will get error. Isn't it? So now you are running the program. So whether you will get the output? No. Because already you have studied the Pythons in the strings are immutable. So see, if you run the program, likewise the error will get. So in line 1 str10a, the string str object does not support. Okay. So that's the thing. You can't able to add or delete anything in the string. Once you define means you can't able to modify. But next point, so you can able to add a new string. That's listen, see the next example. So you can't able to modify, you can't able to assign some string to another one string, but you can able to add the existing some new string to existing string. Okay, listen. So here you are giving one character str1 and the same, how are you? Now they are printing. So always you need to define one string, then you need to print, then only you need to make changes. Always you need to declare. First you need to define the string, then print. After that you can able to make changes. So first str1 they have given one sentence, how are you? So inside double quotes they have given. So next print str1. So what output you will get? How are you? So next, but I need, instead of how are you, I need to display how about you. So whether you can able to make changes here? No. But instead of that you can able to add some new strings to the existing string. So what is existing? Existing means already you have defined a string called how are you. But you can able to add, listen, how you are adding str1, I am giving how about you. Okay, how about you. Now I am printing the string str1. So now what output you will get? How about you. But in the same program I can't, that means same thing. Inside the same string, I can't able to make changes. So first I have defined the string, then I am printing how are you. Next I will change in the next statement. So instead of how are you, so it will display how about you. Understand? So understand? So this only already you have studied. You can't able to make changes in the string, but you can able to change, modify the string means you need to add that to the existing string. So already existing string is how are you, but you are going to add this instead of or, you are going to add about in the next place. Okay, so next thing, this is, but it is a tedious process. Each time you need to give 2 or 3 times you need to print. But to avoid this one, to modification, the Python will give replace of function. So what function they are giving? Replace of. Okay, listen to how the replace of function work means. So this is the general format for replace of function. So listen, see the syntax, replace of character 1 comma character 2. So what's the meaning of this? Means if you denote the character like means it will replace the particular character. See the next line. So the same str1, how are you? So next you are going to print. What output you will get? How are you? The same thing, listen. So instead of O, I need to change the letter E. In the same sentence, instead of O, I need to change the letter E. So what's the syntax for replace? St, that means in the string, the same string, I need to replace of, in the place of O, I need to replace E. So replace of character 1 comma character 2. So first character, instead of O, it will consider like this. First character is replaced with second character. So what output you will get? See this. So instead of O, where in which places O will be there, that place the E will be displayed. See, in how are you? So in the place of O, E is there. Next place, in the place of O, E is there. Understand? So this is the replace of function. So next thing, so you can't be able to remove the string with that means each character you can't able to remove, but you can able to delete the entire string using del command. Okay, so you can't be able to delete the particular string or particular character in a sentence. You can't able to delete a particular letter in a sentence, but you can able to delete entire string using del command. See this example program, the same, how are you? But del of str, what's the meaning? So the second index value I am going to delete. So already you have studied, you can't able to delete a particular character in a string, but you can able to delete entire character. So if you run the program, you will get error. You can't able to delete the particular character in the string. Understand? But so if you can able to delete the entire string, you can able to delete. See. Same thing, str1 I am giving how about you. Next I am going to print. So what output you will get? How about you. Next I am going to delete the full. Del of str1 means what? It will delete the full sentence. So del str1. If you give del means it will delete all the sentence. Next I am going to print str1. So up to this line itself the sentence will get deleted. Whether after that the sentence will be there? No. So now you run the program means the output you will get str1 is not defined. Why? This line, till this line itself, the sentence will get deleted. After that, the sentence will not be there. But you can't able to delete. For example, I want to delete only this O character. I can't able to delete only one character or two characters from the string. But you can delete the entire string using del command. Understand? So time over. So up to this today's portion enough. So next portion we can continue in the next class. So what are things I have to add? Positive index, negative subscript, very important. After completion of this session, what are the programs I taught today? Please study and write. That welcome, positive and negative subscript, very important. Okay, thank you students. Remain, we can continue in the next class. Thank you.